Hey everyone, so welcome to our first team meeting, team training of 2019. Today's training is going to be on growing your network. So we have our Power Hour checklist, and there are a few items to do on the checklist, and one of those things is to grow your network. And so I kind of wanted to dive into it to kind of teach you a little bit about growing your network organically and genuinely, and not just adding friends on Facebook or following people on Instagram. So I'm kind of going to go through Facebook and Instagram, how to get more friends, gain more followers in those areas. So let's start with Facebook. So you want to add more friends on Facebook every day. Where do you find these friends? You don't want to just go and friend just like random people. So there's a few places that you can get them. And one of those places, the first place is the Facebook parties that you are running. If you've got a hostess and she's inviting your friends, I highly recommend Facebook friending all of the hostess guests. So here's what I do. When people start joining in on a party group, when I go and package their sample, what I do is I make a note in my follow-up system, and I friend request them, and then I send them a message, and I say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I've got your nail polish sample on the way. Then they usually friend me back, or accept my friend request, and then they'll message me back and say thank you, and that kind of gets a conversation going. So that's one way to get new friends. Another way is go to your suggested friends. So when you go into the friends section on Facebook, you will see suggested friends. And these are people who you have mutual friends with. So you can friend request them. Now, they'll either accept it or not. And then what you can do is every day go back into your friend request, and you will see who accepted your friend request. Then what you want to do is you want to go into their profile, and you want to like 5 of their photos and comment on 3 of them. And then if you happen to see them, I don't recommend spending a lot of time just scrolling Facebook because it's distracting. But if you do say take 10 minutes a day, I would recommend actually setting an alarm. Say, okay, I'm just going to comment on my followers' stuff for 10 minutes. Go through and genuinely comment on your new friends' photos. So that way you're actually kind of starting to build a relationship, and it's not just like we already just added them as a friend and then we're all good to go. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're actually, building a relationship and being genuine about your request to friend, because you don't really just want a sale out of it, right? And you don't really just want a new team member out of it. Like, there is so much more that comes from building relationships with people. So you want to make sure you're genuine and not spammy whatsoever. Another great way to, so once you friend request those people, every single day, go into your events in Facebook and click on birthdays and send a message to all your friends who have a birthday. If they're like a lady and they're going to like nail polish, send a message and just say, hey friend, happy birthday. I would love to send you a sample of, or call it like a pair of accent nails. I'd love to send you a pair of accent nails for your birthday if you haven't tried Color Street yet. And a lot of times they'll say yes and say, great, shoot me your address. And then you make sure you just put them in your follow-up system so that way you can follow up with them. But that's one way to start getting samples out on Facebook after you've, friend requested people. And as long as you're doing your business blessings post once a week on Facebook and offering samples once a week on Facebook, those new people are going to start seeing your stuff. And so, they'll start to request samples from you or want to join your VIP group, all those things, okay? Okay, another great place to find new people, if you're like, oh, who do I find? You join Facebook groups. So look up Facebook groups with things that you're actually interested in. So if you love parrots, you can join like a parrot rescue group. And if you love crocheting, you can join a crochet group. If you love moms and mom life and, stay-at-home mom stuff, you can join a stay-at-home mom group. There's so many different groups out there that you can join that you have mutual interest in with people. And then what you want to do once you're in those groups is you want to start creating eye contact. So you don't want to just go in these groups and be like, hey, my color sheet stylist, who wants a sample, join my team, because that's annoying and spammy. Instead, what you want to do is start providing value to these groups. So if somebody asks a question, give some advice to them, and then they're going to start seeing you popping up in the group. Then you can friend request them over time. And what you want to do is try and work towards taking that conversation privately through a personal message, and then when the time is right, it will present itself for you to be able to offer them a sample or tell them a little bit more about what you do, because they'll be interested in you as a person. So with Facebook, you can max out your friendship at 5,000, and you want to get there. That's kind of the goal. So, I'm sure you've heard the quote, your network is your net worth. So you want to get to 5,000, because once you get to 5,000, people can't friend you anymore. They have to follow you. So then you're going to have more people following you. And just give it time. It takes time to grow, and just do little baby steps every day. You're not going to get to 5,000 friends overnight. You don't want to just go and add like 1,000 friends in a day. Facebook won't let you. They'll throw you in jail. So just remember, take it slowly. Your network grows over time. That's the way businesses work. They don't happen overnight. So just have patience with yourself as you're trying to grow your network, and just focus on a few people a day, because a few people a day will get you there. Okay. So even just 5, you can do 5 on Facebook, 5 on Instagram, or 3 on Facebook, 3 on Instagram, just a little handful of people a day, because then it's manageable. Okay, so now let's talk about Instagram and finding followers and gaining followers. So there's kind of 2 ways to go about it. You can just gain followers, where people will just request to follow you, or you can go find people, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about both. Okay, so to gain followers, when you are posting your content on Instagram, remember, you can totally reuse your content. So post once on Instagram, post that same post on Facebook, and post that same post in your business page, share it to your VIP group. You can use the same post, recycle it, use it everywhere. So when you go and post that thing, it's going to be one of your 5 favorite things. Remember, like mine is, one second, I'm going to need to look at my Instagram. What are my 5 favorite things? Okay, so I say I'm a nail boss mentor. I'm a positivity promoter. I parent girls. I'm a praying mama, and I am a parrot nerd. So those are kind of the 5 things that I focus on in my posts. And so what I have done, and what I highly recommend you do, is take the time to find hashtags. So hashtags, basically people can search hashtags, and that's how people will find you, is through a hashtag. So you want to start searching hashtags that have to do with your 5 favorite things, okay? So like the Nail Boss Mentor, I'm searching stuff that has to do with nails. I'm searching that has to do with working at home, being an entrepreneur, mom boss. I'm searching all these hashtags. You want to find hashtags that have only been used either 50,000 to 120,000 times, okay? If it's too less, you won't really get seen. If it's more than that, you are going to get drowned out. So that sweet spot, 50 to 120, is like where you want to be when you find your hashtags. Now, when you go and post that picture, you can, underneath it or in the first comment of your post, you can post up to 30 hashtags. What I do, and what I highly recommend doing, is I have a note saved on my computer and in my phone. So if I'm on my computer doing it or on my phone, just in my notes section, I have all the hashtags for each section. So if I'm doing like a motivational quote or something positive, I have 30 hashtags that go with that. If I'm doing a post about my nails, or like a work at home, or like a business blessings post, I have 30 hashtags that go with that. If I'm talking about parenting girls, I have 30 hashtags that go with that. If I'm talking about parrots, I have 30 hashtags that go with that. So you want to find these hashtags that are in that sweet spot. I highly recommend taking 1 to 2 hours and just searching, writing them down, compiling them into a list, and then using them every time you post. Because what's going to happen is people are going to start finding you through these hashtags, and they're going to start following you. And then what you can do, every time you get a notification that you've got a new follower, go and message them. and say, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. Thank you so much for following me. I'm really excited, and I'm a Color Street stylist. I stay at home. I'm from Kentucky. I don't know if you've heard of Color Street before, but if you haven't, I would love to send you a sample. It's a super fun product for busy moms. Whatever you want to say to them that sounds natural and genuine, but you can offer them a sample, and a lot of times they'll say yes. Like, people will take stuff for free all the time, and people are interested in trying new things. So that is a great way to gain followers, and it will slowly happen over time. But again, just as long as you're consistently posting every day and consistently using hashtags, even if you're just posting one time a day, you do not need, it's great if you can post 1 to 3 times, but even if you're just posting one time a day, that's great. One time a day with 30 hashtags, you're going to get a few followers with every post. And then you need to go and check in with those followers. So the next way on Instagram is finding people who are going to be in your target market. So here's kind of how you do it. So there's this thing called the 5-3-1 rule. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But basically the way you use it is you think, what stage of life are you in? You think about those 5 favorite things, those things that you'll connect with other people on. Like, I'm a mom. So I know I'm a mom with toddlers. I stay at home. What else? That's it? No. And so basically you think about what stage of life you're in, and then you hashtag it. Come up with 30 hashtags. In this case, it doesn't matter if it's been used 1 million times or, just 50,000 times, because that's how many people have used that hashtag that can potentially relate to you. So what you will do then is you can go search those hashtags and find people. And then you do the 5-3-1 rule, which is you go into their profile and you like 5 of their photos, you comment on 3 of their photos, and you follow them. The 5-3-1. Now, when you're doing this, you want your comments to be genuine. Don't just comment on somebody's photo because you're just trying to get the 5-3-1 rule over with. You want to comment something that is actually genuine from the heart, that you mean. So when you're going through, like a photo if you actually like it. If you don't like their stuff, don't, okay? You want to connect with people. This isn't just a game, okay? So basically, so then you're following people. Now, after a couple weeks, what you need to do is go back in, and if they either haven't followed you or you don't really care for their feed, because what's going to happen is if you're following all these people, they're going to start blowing up your feed. So you can just go in and unfollow them. A lot of times they don't notice. And if they do notice and message you about it, you can just let them know, hey, I'm going to check back in with you, but I just can't have that many followers, or I can't be following that many people. But do it in a way, and a lot of times they're just, not going to care. If they really, really care, you can follow them back or whatever. But anyway, so you want to keep, because if you just go and keep following people, your following is going to go up, and then the amount of people who follow you, it'll go up too, but you kind of want to keep them a little bit less. So this is like the manual, organic way to do it, where you go into other people's accounts, comment, like it 5 times, comment 3 times, follow them, and then they should follow you back. Okay, so that's kind of the way it goes. Sometimes they won't follow you back. Now, commenting on other photos, another great comment that you can leave on other people's photos is, hey, I just found your profile and I'm loving it. I'm really excited to start following you. Because that lets them know that you're following them and you're excited for this relationship thing. Sometimes they'll message you. If they follow you back, I highly recommend messaging them and being like, hey, thanks so much for the follow. I really hope that you find my stuff inspirational. I am a Color Street stylist. I'm a stay-at-home mom or whatever. I'd love to send you a sample if you haven't tried it yet, that sort of thing. So make sure that you're always messaging the people who are following you on Instagram. So it's 2 different platforms, Facebook and Instagram, and they're both intertwined and connected, but There's a lot of people who are on Instagram who are not on Facebook. So then what you want to do is those people, when people from Instagram start filling out your sample request form, let them know about your VIP Facebook group and start funneling them into your VIP Facebook group. So I know that we say, okay, you got to have parties. You got to have these Facebook parties in order to grow your network. And that is 100% true. You do need to have Facebook parties in order to grow your network. But there's other ways of doing it where you are going and meeting people and creating more relationships online and then funneling them into your VIP group. So let me know if you have questions about this. I know this is kind of a big one. And when you think about it, you're like, gosh, there's so many people out there to find. Oh, really quick, one more tip. Another way to find more people, not just through the hashtags, but you can go to accounts of people that you know their followers are in your target market, and that's how you can also find other accounts to go do the 5-3-1 rule on. So, okay, let me know if you guys have any questions about this. But if you just commit to taking, doing your power hour and taking 10 minutes and going and doing, add 5 suggested friends on Facebook or do it through your parties or, and then, message the birthdays and, just send messages or go and do the 5-3-1 on the Facebook posts of new friends and then go to Instagram and, just search for 5 new people and do the 5-3-1 on 5 new people and take some time. And then if they follow you, send some messages. Like just take 10, 15, 20 minutes a day to work on that. Your following will start to grow. And your business will start to grow because people will start getting samples in their hands and start making purchases and then wanting to become stylists. Like this is how it happens, by you putting yourself out there and creating relationships genuinely and organically. Okay, you do not want to be spammy about it. So, okay, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, let me know if you have any questions at all, and then I will be doing some more trainings going in depth on more specific parts of our Power Hour checklist. But this was the growing your network organically and genuinely. Okay, see you guys.